York Film Academy. This is the podcast club within Our Shoes podcast. I'm Ella.
My name is Dasha.
We are your hosts. This is the start of season 3 of the show. Which is crazy. Down below we have a link for GoFundMe. Helps for this whole show to go on equipment, giving the people what they need. Thank you so much for any support you have. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
We are doing a lottery again with GoFundMe. And this time we suggest that we're going to randomly choose a person who donated an amount over $5 to be our guest in the last episode of this season. So you can find our links below and you can share it as well with your friends. And this is the first time we do an episode where it's just us since
the beginning.
Since the beginning.
Since the first one.
Since the first one.
Mm-hmm. Which was...
Okay, now I'm going to sit back and relax.
That was July? It was
July 2020.
So it's been almost a year.
Yes. It's May 2024 right now.
Here we go.
We went through a lot, and I still feel anxious the same way I felt back then. Mm-hmm. But I see how we grew, and I see that we have so much to grow even more. You know
Always.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. I don't think we'll ever stop growing. But, yeah, 1 year of experience. I get less jittery than I did at the beginning, but I still get nervous because I want to do a good job.
Why do you get nervous?
I think it's because I want to do good. I want people to see that we're making good work. And when podcasting it's an interesting thing because you can't plan it out. And like I think we've talked about this a million times through the show, but it's like when you are sitting in the moment and coming up with the words, you don't know what's going to happen for it. And so we can't plan anything out.
Yeah, and the way we said at the beginning, it's really hard to come up in front of the camera and be just you.
No character.
No character, no masks. I mean, plenty. But no masks, and you have to just expose yourself and expose your insecurities. I'm very insecure and I'm very aware right now, self-conscious right now, and but this year helped me.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
year helped me, and it even affected my public speaking in general. It affected my acting.
It affected my honesty too, with myself more than even with other people. Like, how do I want to show up to something? And however that is my choice, not other people's. Which, it seems so simple, but that was a thing that I struggled a lot with, was just being something because I thought somebody else wanted me to be that thing.
And it's also, it's really complicated because a lot of teachers, and it's a great question, they ask us, why do we think that people should listen to us? And...
the why.
Yeah, the why, and it's been, really following me this whole time. I think I have, a good media answer that I can sell, probably. But just for me, I think I'm in the level of, I don't know why people should listen to me. I don't know why I am, what can I provide? But again, I have kind of the sentence, what can I provide and what can I sell?
I feel the same. If I needed to sell it, I could. But we had to watch Interstellar for a class, great movie. And this question came up of why, super underground. I don't know if you guys know about Christopher Nolan. The question of why did the universe choose these people to go on that journey? And it's just because because. There is no answer for that. And so I think we have to step into that a little bit. Yeah. Because we are, and we can, and we're here. And
I'm really happy that we're doing episode just with us. Because for some reason, our podcast was translated more as an interview show, especially when teachers came in. I love that season. A lot of previous seasons, I say thank you to everyone who watched and to everyone who came and supported us, and for guests. But I feel like we were not kind of allowed to talk about our opinion and journey because we want to give so much time to the teacher that we disappeared as personalities. And I think it's really important to do something like that, not only to self-reflect, but also to just open up and go through the process that guests are going through. It's good to remind yourself how guests feels every time they're here.
I agree. So how are you? How's life?
I just had like a whole speech.
You did just have a whole speech. I can talk about
breathe.
my life for a moment.
No.
A lot's going on right now. This is the grind. This is what it's about. Full-time student, working part-time, this podcast, and I'm in the Pioneer Theater Club's play at the moment. All of these wonderful things. And I'm also really trying to be consistent about like taking care of myself mentally, self-discipline and physically. I guess that's it. I guess that's it for where I'm at. I don't know. I feel like I don't know who I am if not in relation to other things. So it's like when I come home at the end of the day and it's like I've worn myself out. I've given all of myself to the projects that I'm a part of and the people that I am out and about. When I come back, it's like I don't know. So that's a little bit what I'm feeling right now. Because it's like I'm here just talking about me. Mm-hmm. Who is that? I don't know.
We talked about before I hope it's okay that I'm bringing it up, about like media training. Mm-hmm. And so why do you like, I think I know, but I want to hear your opinion about
media training. I want to say the right, I could go, my story, right? The story that I'm going to market myself as for my career. I don't know what parts of myself I want to stick around with. And so it's like when I'm having these moments, sorry, my phone is buzzing. When I'm having these moments of practicing speaking for me, I don't know what story I want to tell. I know that I have I have stuff with my dad. I have stuff from other athletic experiences, all of these things. But see how I'm getting like anxious even figuring out how to talk about it? I don't know. I don't want anyone from my past to think that I'm marketing them wrong or that I'm speaking out of turn by bringing their name up in a situation. Mm-hmm. When it's like I don't know what stories I want to tell. I don't know what moralities I want to give. We have a class right now, writing for actors, and we're writing, it'll end up being 15 pages. Mm-hmm. Our teacher says that a lot of people end up writing more. I'm using this class to think about, if I were to write a feature film for myself to star in, what would I write about? Mm-hmm. I'm a horseback rider, and so that is not a very common skill. And I think it is a fantastic way to have this thing. So it's like I'm trying to morph my life into this little character, this little story, and I don't know if the messages that come across are messages that people want to hear. Or
what do you mean want to hear?
I don't know if it's interesting to people. I don't know if my life would be interesting to anybody.
Well, you see, I think it's kind of, I have an answer for you, but it also answers my question in the beginning. For every story, for every movie, for every book, there is a reader and there is a viewer. Mm-hmm. For every product, there is someone who is going to buy it. Mm-hmm. So it's either you're going to do something that you love and you will find audience that enjoys you, or you're going to do try to match Hollywood standards and never be satisfied internally about what you're doing. Did it make sense just right now?
That made a lot of sense.
See
of course.
What I just said.
But I think there's a middle between that. That is like, you can find an audience for anything, but I don't know, products. When you go on Shark Tank, if there's an audience for everything, not all of those products get sold, even though people have been buying those products before and get taken for. And it's not like I even need the Hollywood mark of fame or anything. I want to tell a good story, and I don't know what that means.
Do you think your life has obstacles?
Yes.
Do you think you have a goal in your life?
Yes.
Do you think? Yeah. Well, I guess.
Yeah. I know
guess
what
you know
you're
what
saying.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So, I watched this movie, Anyone But You, with Sydney Sweeney, and I'm gonna talk about it because I have a very mixed feelings about it, but I don't think it's a really good movie. But structure-wise, we have middle, we have inciting incident. Oh well, vice versa, but an end, climax, end, and everything's like great and perfect. But doesn't mean it's a good story. No. So I don't think keep looking at camera. I'm not giving you like a side eye. I keep looking like to that side, and I see looking at the camera. I just feel like a good story doesn't have to have what rules set,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Of course. Well,
next question.
I know what you mean, but like then. This movie, what's it called? What About You? With Sydney Sweeney? And What About You?
Anyone But You.
Anyone But You. It's made it further than a lot of maybe smaller stories with better, more meaningful touches to them, So it's like if I don't know, I had a thought and I'm trying to find it and I lost it.
I also had a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking about now. So I would love anybody that's watching to please comment and tell me what you think about this idea.
That you're gonna right now tell. Okay, cool.
There's two people. This is an exercise for writing for actors. Two people that are on opposing sides of something that have to end up falling in love. I like this idea more than I like the idea that I'm actually writing in this class. I think it has more zhuzh to it.
Wait,
okay. Here it is.
Oh, okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
One person who hates cilantro and one person who loves cilantro. It's a type of herb that some people, their brain chemically makes them think it tastes like soap, but some people don't have that. Anyway, two chefs are selected by NASA to make the final recipe for what space salsa will be. And that's the idea. And I would love to know, because when I think of making a story of meaning, it takes all of the fun out of it. It's like I have to make sure that this is something personal and deep. But when it's just like this fun little exercise, I feel like I was able to come up with something. I would rather write about that.
Well, that's awesome then. I would. What?
I don't know.
So what do you expect? Do you expect something from me to understand if the story is good? Or like from the audience? To understand that this story is good and it should be written, or what do you want? I want
the audience to see if they even think that's a good idea. But I want to know, it's like, okay, so that story versus like a story like Whiplash. I adore Whiplash. It's an incredibly, for me, for a lot of people that I know, hit their soul and their core. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of story that I would like to make. Mm-hmm. Something that hits somebody's core, right? But that's not necessarily what I think I'm good at.
Okay, you think you're good at?
I don't know. I'm working it out. I'm trying to.
So this is your first class in writing for actors.
Yeah.
You do write. I know you're writing. You did write before, like stuff, but I don't think you actually sit down and wrote a short movie for yourself where you would be starred in before. So I don't know how you know what you're good at and what you're not good at.
And good's a weird word. I want to take the word good out, and it's like it doesn't, good and bad. Is it captivating or is it not captivating? Do people want to see it or do people not want to see it?
Do you want to see it? What do you want to see?
The salsa one is I would want to see that.
So fucking
but
do it.
The one that's like more personal, I don't know because it's so personal.
Okay.
Is
it fear that stops you?
Yes. I guess fear of rejection, fear of
rejection.
Yeah,
my phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have it.
So we have some questions from people about some stuff, and one of the questions was actually, how do you handle rejection? If I'm not wrong.
Perfect. Yeah.
How do you handle it? Okay. So do you want to talk about it and somehow come back?
Yeah. Okay, I don't think I handle rejection well at all, but I think I ask to be rejected quite often.
Why?
I think I like critique. Yeah, probably because I have an incessant fear that everybody's lying to me at all times, and when I'm rejected, it like quells that. It's like that whatever piece of me is like satisfied that it's true, you're rejected, that's nice. And like I crave to be, what's the word, critique. I crave critique, and critiques different than rejection, but it's like I want to be told that I'm wrong, and when I am wrong, it's crushing. How do you handle rejection?
Very interesting though. Like, how do you don't like rejection, but you chose the profession that would reject you constantly? Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I, like, when I wanted to become an actor, though.
I don't think it was your thought, obviously. Yeah, same with me. I was 8 years old. I was not thinking about being rejected.
There's, in Sex and the City, when Samantha's with, she's with this, so Samantha plays a lady, and she's dating an actor. And it's just funny, because she's an actor playing somebody who's not an actor, saying to an actor, like, you need to learn how to deal with rejection. And it's just shouted out.
So you need to deal with a rejection. I think I can pretend like I'm dealing well with rejection. I can play and like say that I'm actually very fine, like, but obviously I'm not. And I think there's always room to grow, right?
Sure.
So this is something that I need to probably work on. I need to, but I think I want to, because it spoils my life in a bad way. Like, yes, I don't think I need to add more water to it, but I just wish I would be actually fine with handling. But I guess fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Real. That's my first, not my first, I guess my first drama teacher, that was her, like, big quote. She was like, if nothing else, fake it till you make it.
Well,
yeah.
You know who else said that?
Who?
Rihanna.
Okay, I talked about myself for a little bit. How are you?
I feel pretty much, I feel like I took a lot. You see, I'm getting anxious. I took really a lot of stuff to figure out and to work on, and I don't know if I have the ability to actually work on it. And I've been, I know I have, but it's really complicated, because the self-discipline then is ruining, and then I have to choose either I'm gonna do me, or I'm gonna do something that's gonna help me in the future. And future is like really blur, is like doesn't exist. Interstellar, huh? And like I'm very lost right now at this point, and I don't know where to go to find myself. Fucking songwriter. I feel pretty much closed off, and I feel like I am defending myself all the time, and I feel like I'm proving myself, and proving myself to myself and to everyone else, and I feel like I have to be perfect, and so many things. It feels like I'm in constant identity crisis. And from the side, it might look like I'm doing so much. Like I have the podcast. I am helping market the play that you're in. I'm doing another outside marketing project. I am working.
School.
Full-time student. And it's like getting on you. Like I feel it in my shoulders right now. And it's something that I do not want to have. Like, I want to just let it go. And for some reason, like, I logically understand what my blockages are, but I'm not there emotionally yet. I'm not allowing myself to go there.
And it's hard when you can reason yourself out of the whole situation. You know what to do, but can't always do it.
Yeah.
And when I was in the beginning, I was talking about this is the grind, though. This is kind of what it is. Yeah.
Either you going.
This is what college is, though.
Like dropping out.
Yeah, and I don't think you or I are people that are people who will drop. I don't know. I feel like I will always keep going in this limbo type thing.
I hope I will. I don't know. Really, I don't know. I really hope I will. And honestly, I know I will. But I hope I will have enough mental strength to consciously make this decision to go further. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not just,
but to make the choice to go, I know what you mean. To not
who knows
just...
what's better. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's actually another thing that I miss. I miss we getting in pretty intense conversations with you constantly on a daily basis when we just talk without cameras. And that's another thing that I am trying to work on during the podcast, because I feel like I'm avoiding such things that actually
surface.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not showing who I actually am, and I feel like if I'm still talking about myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm very much not myself, and I feel like I'm not allowing myself to people to see me for who I am and who I can be.
When was the last time you felt like you were yourself?
I know there are some people that I feel comfortable with and I feel like myself. Obviously, when I'm alone, got very comfortable, which is another achievement of this year. Like being alone, like honestly, I love it. For the first time in my life, I'm not involved in any type of, I hope I'm not involved in any type of drama. And if I am, I really don't want to know about it. Before that, I want to. But now I'm trying to, it's still like in early stages of being okay with not being in drama. Like I feel like subconsciously, and it's a habit of mine to go into something that would give me this kind of adrenaline. But I want to experience stable life, and I want to experience boring life. I want to experience just, and I feel like I contradict myself a lot. So yeah, that's how I handle rejection, by the way.
Real. I think that I've been wanting to live in consistency as well. I just have never been a stable, consistent person, and it's like I just for 2.5 months I would love to know what it's like to have the same morning routine every day. But I never seem to do it more than 2 weeks. But point being, I think we need to we work off of cyclical things, and so I would rather. I would like to start trying to lean into those cycles and find those patterns and allow, rather than demean myself while I'm in one of those places that I don't want to be.
I also cut my hair. And I also don't have earbuds in my ears. It's just earrings.
Your hair looks good.
Thank you.
I cut my hair too. It's just less noticeable. I got layers in. Are you going to ask another one of the questions?
Yeah, I sent you the questions and your answer is maybe. Okay. Oh, okay. Is there any period you'd prefer to act in? Would you live and act in the 60s or 90s? What about early films without sound?
I think this is a quick answer. I would have loved to have been up and coming in the mid 80s and had stardom in the 90s and then did something really crazy in the early 2000s and had a comeback. That's the all my favorite movies
Britney
are
Spears.
from the Charlie Sheen. No, not I don't want to be Charlie Sheen. All my favorite movies are from the late 80s and 90s, and I love that energy. If I could have been in Thelma and Louise.
In where?
Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. Annette and nope, forgetting both of their names right now.
Cool.
Yeah, 90s. What about you?
90s.
Yeah.
You mean you want to act in those films? Okay.
In the 90s. But if we're talking about period pieces, I think I'd probably want to be a pirate. I don't know when that.
A cured?
Yeah. or a Viking.
Yeah, Viking.
Viking.
Yeah, Viking.
Yeah. Shout out to Heritage too. Yeah. You know.
About no sound.
Oh, I forgot.
I don't think it's a good because I won't be able to annoy people with my voice and my accent.
Would have been a different challenge though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like slapstick comedy. It's not my thing. I feel dumb. Yeah, whatever. I said that. I want to be in the movies from 2000s to nowadays. So I want to be in all blockbusters. I want to be,
If you were to do a period piece, what?
Period piece. Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I love Bridgerton. Oh my God.
I need to watch it.
I cry like me. All the time. It's really easy to make me cry. But in Bridgerton's, it's really easy to make me cry, apparently. I cry first second, chills, and I just need to pause. Because it's singing too much.
I haven't cried in something in a really long time.
Why? Do you want to?
Yeah. Would love to. I feel like I need it. It's such a cathartic release. I love when a movie makes me cry.
Yeah.
I think the last movie I sobbed to was Jerry Maguire. Sobbing.
Really?
Yeah, I need to show you that movie.
Yeah,
I've been talking about it for a very long time.
I think, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask another one of these questions.
I want to talk about crying.
You do? You want to keep talking about crying or you don't?
I do. I like crying.
Okay, well, let me see if I can go off of that. I like this one. Can you share a bit about your first acting role and how it shaped your career or thoughts about acting?
Okay, we can start.
I can start? Okay. I don't remember what my very first one was. I did a lot of like camps and stuff as a kid, but the first one that I remember that really sticks with me, in 6th grade, we did Shrek the musical. And I auditioned. I auditioned my ass off in that class.
To play what?
To play Fiona.
Okay.
I wanted to be Fiona so bad. I've still really never been like a lead in a play or something. I always just wanted to feel what that felt like. I auditioned my ass off, and that teacher did not like me because she did not give me. She gave me always like the smallest amount of time for whatever production we did. Anyways, I played one of the 3 pigs.
Pigs?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
And we wore construction suits. And I like rolled around on the stage for like 5 minutes, but the backstage experience and like the rehearsals and the camaraderie and like that was just so much fun. And like I had been acting for before that, but that was just like that was my first let's put on a full show on a stage. And it was just wonderful, spending like late nights at school and going out to dinners with people and cast party and like staying in character for more than just like 5 minutes here and there, like having full cast of 30, 40 people staying in character for like an hour and a half. I adored it. I had a great time doing that.
6th grade though, like it's
6th grade.
It's pretty early. Like what? Like my brother, like 12, 13.
Yeah, 11 for me.
Okay.
But yeah, I was 11 in 6th grade. Yeah.
Cool. My first role, I was doing this extra. Like we just moved to Kyiv, to the capital of Ukraine, and I went to those acting like courses, like outside of curriculum, because school curriculum, because we don't have theater in schools.
Like at all?
Yeah, we don't have. We don't choose what we want to do in our countries. They tell us to do it when we do it. It's a joke. So, oh my God. I went to this acting courses. And like we made like a full actually play, and we went and made it in one of the biggest. It sounds weird. We made it in the church, but it wasn't a church. It was kind of like we ran this studio in the. We ran like something in the church. Whatever. Never mind. And we did the play, and it was about dolphins, and I was a dolphin, and I was one of the leads. It was like 10 people overall. So everyone almost were the leads, but I was one of them. And it was really fun. We didn't have the experience. I was 10 years old, like something like that. We didn't have the full experience that you would have like with a cast and stuff. It was more like children courses, you know. But it was really, I remembered my friend from my hometown, Donetsk, came, and she was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you're an actor. That's so cool." Since then, I want everyone to think that way.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the second part of that question, how do you feel like it shaped who you are as an actor or your views on acting?
I think I actually kind of answered, because I wanted that when I was a kid, obviously, I wasn't thinking I'm gonna make a fucking art. I'm gonna be an artist, and I don't think that was my main thought, honestly speaking. It was more like, I think it's fun. I can play and I can be fun, and people can watch me. Yes, and I literally enjoy myself. People enjoy watching it. It's fun. It's cool. And that's what led me to this profession. And since then, like, I've been doing it constantly. But for now, I think my goals and my morals have changed, but I still like the idea of playing and the fun, and that's what I feel actually that I've been kind of missing right now, because instead of doing and going on stage or doing it in front of camera, it's good to take this profession seriously. I like the saying, take the doing seriously, but don't take yourself seriously.
Cool.
But I don't I don't feel like we're on the same page with people. I feel like people come to film colleges or like come to the sets, come to the place thinking I'm a great artist, I'm misunderstood, I want people to see me and blah blah blah. I don't think it's about it. It can be, but it's your choice. And I think it should be more about I come here because it makes my life a fucking celebration. You know, it makes me feel good. It makes me enjoy my life. It makes me want to wake up. Like, and that's something that what I'm missing right now here, because actually yes, that's how it shaped me, because I don't want to choose something that I don't enjoy. For me, it's acting. For someone else, it could be, I don't know, physics. I don't want to say medicine, because you cannot play in medicine, probably, right? My father is a surgeon. It's pretty bad
but I don't know. I've had some of my close friends that wanted to go into the medical field. They find like the idea of surgical, they find that to be play. If it excites you, that's what should make sense. And if I come here and my whole excitement is that I am misunderstood and I want to create art that no one will see, but I'm gonna just do something, I don't think that's a good place to start. I don't think it's gonna actually bring you joy, because probably the point of life is like enjoy what you have and be thankful and grateful. And if you don't feel it, then why you do it? And that's what I miss right now. And I really miss being like 10-year-old and just go on stage and be fucking dolphin and dance and cry and pretend like you're yes, that's what I want to do. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way. Although I do think there is a chunk to being that little misunderstood artist that is helpful, because that's what allows for the like catharsis to bring us back to like the joy of life. Like we need to be that melodramatic person.
Probably. I mean, it's really hard to escape. Absolutely. That's exactly why I didn't choose any other profession that brings me joy, and I chose acting because I am a dramatic person, and I need to fulfill myself with something that constantly brings me drama. That's exactly what I just actually said before about my life drama.
It's juice. We like the juice.
Yeah. But I was thinking and talking about something else I don't remember. Oh, actually, it's good for you. How do you use physicality to enhance your portrayal of a character?
Okay, I want to start by saying I used to do it more on purpose than I am currently doing it now. I think I'm a really physical actor. My big thing before I came to NYFA that like was my trick was like whenever I got a character, I would find whatever their tick was, and I would like really lean into it, and until the point where it became natural. And it was like if I had a character once that like would tap her fingers and then like, but only, I don't know, it was there's something with the pinky with it, I don't know. But whenever I would do that, like it would bring me into the headspace of it. I think physicality is really important. When we do the leading exercises of like, does this character lead from the top of their head, their chin, their chest, their groin, it influences you so, literally, it influences you so much. Even right now when we're doing comedia work and we're like really walking around with like our bellies hanging out, if you do it for even 45 seconds, your entire demeanor changes, the way you're thinking changes, the way you're playing changes. I think I love physicality. We had a movement class once, and she was teaching us about all the different ways you can walk on your feet and like apply pressure to different parts of your feet, and it's fascinating how much you can get into it. I feel like right now I'm not using that skill set of mine purposefully, and that's frustrating, especially on like film work. I think in theater work, it's much more accessible for me because I have a stage to play on. But when I'm filming, I have a frame, and to stay within that frame, it's hard to remember to. It's hard to be able to let that physical thing, whatever it may be, influence me fully. And also, I am too much on camera, and I have all these fears, and I think physicality makes it more.
I was about to ask about physicality, and like you say something that makes them tick. What about mental triggers? Like, do you?
I've never done mental triggers.
Cool.
Because for me, when I try when I'm acting and not doing the work behind the homework, if I'm like thinking about like if I'm going into the hallway and having my moment before, and I'm like, okay, where was I? What do I just want? Where I'm sitting in a diner and I have a cup of coffee, and I really get into that, and my mom just yelled at me for this, and my dog is missing, and like it doesn't allow me to act truthfully in the moment presently. Like it gets me so in my head.
Okay.
And it's like Ella is viewing character while it's happening rather than just character being. Yeah, that's my experience.
I feel like for every character, I choose very different technique.
Cool.
Like, there is one thing that actually, what you just said, that does help me. Like, I don't know how to say it in English properly, but it's, if I would translate it, it would sound something like talking yourself to the point that you know your circumstances. Like you just know and you don't think about them. Like you just telling yourself. You lie to yourself basically. And I really appreciate it because I think I'm pretty good at lying. I'm an actor. So it's kind of easy for me to still allow my brain to know what I'm lying, what's the thing that it's wrong, and what's the thing that it's truth. So it's what I mean by that. It doesn't affect Dasha, it affects the character, and I like it. Like it helps me and puts me in the position. Physicality. We talked about like different techniques, and Chekhov. I really love his approach that to turn on emotional life, you have to turn on physical life first. And it actually really helps me with crying. I do cry a lot in movies. I think people love seeing me crying. And
you're a beautiful crier.
Thank you.
You are.
Thank you. That's why I love crying, you know? And like I love how you do first what your body does when you cry. So your body, because your nerve system doesn't know your act, right? And when your body feels the same way it feels when it cries, the same way it shakes, the same way it's whatever. It turns on your emotional life, and my brain knows that I'm lying. My nervous system doesn't, so it looks like I cry, but for me, it's okay. So I'm still fine with it. So that's how I approach physicality. But I'm expecting a lot from the styles class, because besides opening me up as a actor and allowing me to look dumb because it's one of my insecurities and to be foolish, I really expect this class to teach me how to create characters and how to allow myself completely dissociate from my body and allow myself being a tool for this character. Yes.
That was said really beautifully. Be a tool for the character to use. I really like that. With the Chekhov stuff, you were the one that introduced me to that originally, and I've done a little bit of like when I'm having different emotional reactions, writing down where I feel hot in certain places or where certain things are tensed. And again, I don't know why it's like whenever I'm given, I could probably apply it to theater, and I have applied it, but when I'm given a piece of film, all of my toolkit goes away. Anyway, but the breathing when it comes to Chekhov with that Chekhov stuff is incredibly helpful for me, especially to get to the like darker places. It can like skyrocket me to there immediately. Although I'm not able to separate myself from it.
And it's fine for everyone. It works differently because again, you see, our even mentality is different. The way I see dreams is usually in the third person.
The way I see dreams,
you're the first person. So you see, it's probably easier for me to separate myself and that's kind of what I was just saying. Like when Ella's aware, it doesn't help my acting. Even a little bit. And like this podcasting is great for that because Ella has to be aware, and so it's kind of like shaving that little bit of me down. Exactly. I like the physicality question. You want another question? Yeah, I actually want to add something about chakras because we mentioned, and you said how your body literally character moves and what leads you. Renfield for Dracula, I think it was, I used like this kind of talking to myself to be in these circumstances, but it was, that character was kind of dangerous because it was emotionally draining.
It's a crazy girl.
And it was like really, my nervous system was kind of tired by the end of like third show.
I'm sure.
But I really liked working with chakras, and that's another thing about physicality. It's just like an idea that you could probably use. Think what chakras is shut down in your character and what is working and opened. We did this kind of very basic meditation in our class. If you're far from the meditation process, it's all good. You can do like simple reading about chakras that would help you. And also it's a cool just tool to kind of understand yourself. But it's really helped me in like other characters. Like with, we did Uncle Vanya, and with Ella and Sonia, like Sonia was, her heart chakra was really opened, but it was not fulfilled. She wanted to be fulfilled. And with Ella, I think it was her second chakra she was like leading with creativity and like sexuality and energy. And they like Sonia was coming from here and like blah 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 blah, and Ella was leading from the core, not kind of the core, not the root chakra, but second chakra.
This area. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever basin that is. Yeah, I felt the same with Ella, by the way, but I also noticed, it's interesting that you say Sonia was open but unfulfilled. I felt like Ella was fulfilled but really closed.
Oh, okay. With love?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it's technically right. She technically has the situation that she wants to be in. But is she getting what she wants? Is it fulfilling her even a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, just to, before we get off that, because I like the physicality topic, I just like chin and chest is like so much confidence and outward here, and like this gives so much meekness. It's just interesting. I really urge everybody, if you haven't like gotten into, if you're an actor or if you're not an actor and you want to try that out, walk around the room with like literally with your gut and your hips as far forward as possible for like 3 laps, and then walk around with your head following, and just it changes who you are, and it's crazy.
So, yeah, if you want to change your personality, and if you want to... No, actually, if that's what we were talking about, fake it till you make it. If you just change your body, the way it moves, and the way what leads you, and if you start working on your blockages...
I don't use it in real life, though.
I also don't use it in real life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, actually, another thing about the physicality thing. Okay, my favorite... So many people say that blocking is, like, the least important part of the process and that blocking. I love blocking. I love good blocking. I think it supports the story more than almost anything else. I think you can have actors who are not projecting, who you aren't really giving proper tactics to their words, and so if you have good blocking, the story can still make sense. And so like when I've directed things or when I am in things, that's like the thing that I think I harp on the most is like, how is this blocked? And like imagine if you were like standing tall behind me right now, even if we were both just sitting there normally. Doesn't that give such a stance of like your dominance over me in that situation? Or like here we're on an equal level playing field, and that, anyway,
I love that. I absolutely love blocking. I can be good in creating blocking. I think like I could be good, but it's not the first thing that I'm going to, or like not even the second. Probably it is the last for me. Even though like I don't reject it, it's just the way I work. It's probably the last thing.
The way that you were saying about like if you repeat a situation over to yourself in your head, it just becomes the truth for that character. That's how I feel about blocking. Like if I repeat the blocking enough times, cool. I can move. Like if I have to do. If I do this motion 80 times, bad motion to choose. Eventually, the freedom, there's so much freedom in like how I do it, where if I was told to just like pick up the water bottle, it would be like I this weird sticky feeling. That's why I did like the beat sheets from Paul Warner's classes a lot, because once if you repeat a thing 50 times over, and to the point where you're gonna drive yourself crazy because you've done it so many times, the freedom that is found. Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Cool.
Good question. Do you want to talk about the podcast a little bit?
Yes.
And just this?
Yes.
Cool.
That's what I was actually about to lead. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, our journey with the podcast. So yeah, you guys have, obviously you only see these episodes that come out, but this was like the very first episode was like 4 months-ish, 3 months, 2 months? 3 months of ideas and like collaboration and talking about what was going to happen before it even happened. The amount of having to get equipment together and like that first, I want to tell everybody, listen, I'm the head of pre-production on the podcast team.
You seem not satisfied with it.
I am not.
I am a pre-production.
I'm not satisfied with it. I hope you've seen the growth. I do a lot of the sets here and I'm happy with where that's come, but like topic matter. In the beginning, yeah, we started out as like this conversational thing and then we found our way into this interview-ish type place. But yeah, I've had a lot of growth with how to create something, which I guess is something I was afraid of. It's just like getting my hands dirty with being not the one to act it, but to create the content matter. Yeah, so we're working on it.
Yeah, and I think it's okay because we're in the safe space and we're allowed to make mistakes. We only have education. It's only our fifth semester, by the way. And we should give ourselves some credits for what we're doing. And I'm really grateful for like everyone who supports and who sees us and who believes in us, because that's insane. I think you believe in us more than we do believe in what we do. I feel about the podcast like it's been a lot of pressure, and I feel that a lot of people are unsatisfied with me, and I feel like I'm not doing enough for the thing. And again, obviously I'm a full-time, like I know how I would justify myself, but I do not want to do it because it's not the reason why I'm doing it. It's not for the class, it's not for the grade. I'm doing it just because I want to, and that's why I said that's something that I've been missing, because it became, instead of doing what I love, instead of doing what I love talking to you about things, and instead of coming out like that, and to my teachers about things, and to like my friends about things, about life, as we all do, it became a factory, and it lost its juice, and it lost my sparkle for it. And I lost my sparkle for it, so I really hope that this semester will bring me back to the point where I feel satisfied with where I'm going, like with this thing, you know?
The juice.
Yeah.
I feel like this is pretty juicy.
Maybe.
I like talking to you about things too. I don't know. I think we needed to have all of the ups and downs that we had in order to come to where we are now.
Absolutely. And I see that some great people are joining us.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for everybody that we have, and that, yeah, people believe in us more than we believe in ourselves.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, and I believe in you, and I
believe in you. I believe in you so full-heartedly. It's crazy. Who I don't believe in is, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
And
I think you don't have to apologize for whatever you did in pre-production, because I would have a lot of things to apologize for as well, and I don't think it's the good place to. We acknowledge it with each other.
And we set it free.
We let it go, and it's okay. It's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to make mistakes, Dasha, and you guys.
And me.
Oh, well, yeah, Ella. Yeah, so.
It's wonderful working with you, Dasha.
It's wonderful doing this with you, Ella.
It's getting emotional.
Yeah. Thank you for this episode.
Thank you for this episode.
I don't feel anxious anymore.
I don't feel anxious at all anymore. Well, I feel a little anxious, but I'm.
Do you even want to start again?
All right, here we go. Are you ever walking down the street and thinking to yourself, you look across the street, you see a person, you see them walking, and you think, what might it be like to be in their shoes?
Oh my God, it happens to me all the time.
All the time?
Really? So what's the name?
Well, I'm sitting here in my shoes. Really, here we are. In our shoes. You want to clap? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, my name is Dasha.
And I'm Ella.
Welcome to the podcast In Our Shoes. Today we're gonna talk about money. No.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes?
Yeah, happened to me 5 minutes ago before we start recording.
What kind of shoes were they?
Kind of like red shoes, leather.